The Kayfabe Crunch is ethically sourced by The Improbable Burger, now with 10% less animal drippings. The Improbable Burger is the closest you can get to meat-free without tempting the impossible. Sink your teeth into an all-American hamburger and feel safe in the knowledge that you're only consuming animal toenails and the occasional hoof.
The Kayfabe Crunch. This is my news.
Good day, this is your Kayfabe Crunch for Saturday, March 7th, 2020. I'm Den, Death Valley Driver. It's important to stay informed on the issues affecting our time, especially during an election year and with an ongoing public health crisis. So, using our platform as a news podcast, we would like to remind everyone that you can't catch WrestleMania. It's simply an event and not a cognitive disease. Literally hundreds of people have reached out to us, mainly asking if you need to wash your hands after coming into contact with a wrestling fan. Yes, you probably should, but that has nothing to do with catching something called WrestleMania. And now let's get on with the steel-smashing news. Top story, welcome to the House of Fun. After a couple of weeks off the air, the Firefly Funhouse returned with a very special episode. Bray Wyatt actually revealed to us a redesigned, postmodern funhouse, as he has removed all of the portraits of the people he has defeated and replaced them with empty frames. Eerie. Wyatt then stated the aim of last night's show to answer the question on everyone's lips: why John Cena? Rambling Rabbit, who, if we're to believe Eric Rowan's spider is real, we now have to assume is an actual rabbit, then rambled about Wyatt's unfortunate history with Cena. That cretin of a Coney eventually shut his fuzzy trap, but not before getting under the skin of his demonic overlord. Wyatt resisted the urge to once again kill his mouthy pet, and instead spoke about how time can either hurt you or heal you. I'm hoping for the latter in the case of my ex-wife. Can you cut that, JD? Don't leave it in the... Bray Wyatt made the difficult but right choice to forgive John Cena, as without his actions 6 years ago, the Firefly Funhouse wouldn't exist. But by that very same law, were it not for John Cena, the Fiend wouldn't exist. So remember, parents, if your children are ever scared by the Fiend, you know that John Cena is the one to blame. Oh, and Cena also spent a lot of time in China recently, so just saying, maybe we can blame John Cena for something else. And now it's time for your fast count, the Marco stunt of news.
Heavy machinery wrestle for 45 minutes straight. Don't believe the scientists. Eating nothing but meat is great for your cardio.
NXT makes history with 2 televised steel cage matches. We're certain that taking inspiration from TNA to best AEW is an excellent idea.
Big E gives some indication as to the length of this year's WrestleMania.
You see, we can go on for hours and hours and hours and hours. That's right!
Colt Cabana arrives in AEW, giving hope to podcasters everywhere.
A moment of bliss to be renamed a moment of fame, as it is now a vehicle for promoting this year's Hall of Fame class.
Stone Cold Steve Austin to appear on the March 16th edition of Raw. That's 316 for those not paying attention, so expect big things for Rey Mysterio on June 19th. And we've got high hopes for RVD on April 20th.
Naomi invites us to feel the glow. But please don't touch the superstars at live events.
Kofi Kingston makes reference to someone called Al Bundy, who we assume is the son of King Kong.
Apollo Crews practices good public health by refusing to shake the hand of Chad Gable.
And Corey Graves to reveal another member of this year's Hall of Fame class on his podcast this Thursday. Surely a shameless tactic to gain new subscribers. But stay subscribed here, as next week we'll announce the full class for the Crunch Hall of Fame. And that's your fast count.
You've been counted out. We're suspending you for 30 days.
Now it's time for a special report on the Elimination Chamber itself, brought to you by our very own investigative journalist, Chris Litmus. And here he is speaking earlier this week while under house arrest.
The Elimination Chamber. The 6-car pileup on the road to WrestleMania. This year's field of athletes is strong, but what about the chamber itself? Here at the Kayfabe Crunch, we take structural integrity very seriously, mainly due to the collapse of our first studio's roof after nobody removed that large family of squirrels. So in this edition of the Litmus test, I'm going to be asking the Elimination Chamber, how hard are you? Let's grapple with history for a hot second. There have been 24 Elimination Chamber matches since the structure debuted in 2002. And since that time, 83 different superstars have stepped inside this metallic monolith. Every year, WWE claims that careers will be altered inside the Elimination Chamber, and that the lives of these superstars will never be the same again. And I'm calling clean-cut bullshit on that one. Did you know that 79 of the 83 men and women to step inside the chamber are still healthy and walking well? The other 4 are extremely dead, but we don't believe the Elimination Chamber played any part in that. Unless... No, it didn't. So how can this be such a deadly structure if so few people have succumbed to its metallic flesh? Before I chalk this match type up as sham entertainment, I should put the structure to the test. The Litmus test. It's my sir. The chamber is made up of 3 key components. First, you have the steel beams. Sure, they seem hard, but I spent all of yesterday punching various metal posts in my immediate area, and other than a set of fractured knuckles and an official verbal warning from my local constabulary, I feel absolutely fine. Then there's the chain link perimeter. Great for keeping people out, and great for keeping people in. But does it actually hurt? Coincidentally, my local park has something similar, for children to climb a rudimentary pirate ship that, in fairness, is in dire need of repair. So get on that, County Council. I threw myself into the chain rigging, and although the impact did hurt a little, the main pain came in the following half hour when I was chased from the play park by some parents. It turns out that people with verbal warnings from the police aren't entirely welcome in parks, and that my cardio is aggressively subpar. Third of all, we have the plexiglass chamber pods, which WWE routinely refers to as bulletproof. Now, I'm not one to shy away from danger, especially in the name of wrestling science. I have here a Glock 17T. It's powerful, has an effective kill range of 150 meters, and is standard issue for the British Armed Forces. From the comfort of my living room, I'm now going to fire 6 rounds into the plexiglass, which I've placed up against my partner's favorite armchair, as the dimensions were just right to support its size and weight. Only try this at home if you are a United States resident or a total badass.
Now, before we leave you all to go wash your hands, you might just remember that some news outlets get animals to predict the outcome of specific sporting events. And at the Kayfabe Crunch, we're absolutely not above that sort of tomfoolery. So, right here at the news desk in front of me, we have 6 Mediterranean spur-thighed tortoises. Just so you can picture this at home, they're each around 6 inches long with a sort of blackish, yellowish shell. They look like they might be poisonous, but my producer assures me that they're absolutely not. Sorry, just checking again. They're definitely good. And they've all been placed at the starting line and are raring to go. On each of their shells, our in-house graphic designer has painted one of the 6 women's Elimination Chamber participants. I don't want to embarrass you, but Avery, you've done an excellent job with that Liv Morgan tortoise. After I sound this starting didgeridoo, the tortoises will race to the end of the news desk, and whichever is the most rapid reptile will predict the winner of Sunday's KG Showdown. Okay, let's find out who's going to face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. Are we ready? Don't know why I asked them that. They're tortoises. Oh, right, they're off. Or I think, are they... Why did we pick such a slow animal? We know this is a bite-sized podcast. We We really should have started this at the top of the show. Oh, look, Natalia just moved a little. Well, hopefully they'll finish before tomorrow. Join us Tuesday when we'll bring you all the fallout from Elimination Chamber. And remember, you can also listen to the Kayfabe Crunch on YouTube, a video streaming service that for some reason you might be listening to podcasts on. This has been the Kayfabe Crunch, your not quite daily, not quite news, bump for the world of professional wrestling.
The Kayfabe Crunch is ethically sourced by The Improbable Burger. A few scientists claim we all need to be plant-based by 2022. At Improbable Burger, we say, why wait? Try our new Improbable Chickpea Strips. Or how about an Improbable Lamb Shamp? Our Improbable Ribs are just glazed carrots. What's not to love? Improbable Burger. Eat plants or you'll die.
The Kayfabe Crunch.